Alright folks, welcome back to the mYi versus MVP Showmatch. It's a team war, it's all best of ones, and right now the score is actually 3-1 in the favor of mYi. We had to rearrange the order of the matches here a little bit. This was originally going to be the last match, but DeParture's apparently not feeling so hot right now, wants to go sooner than later, so thus they've all accommodated him. So, spawning here in the bottom left corner of the map, playing for MVP, it's going to be the blue Zerg player DeParture.
And in the top of the map, in the red, it is Serral from Team mYi.
Yeah, it's the hype boy himself. Again, it kills me. He's getting all this attention after WCS, and that's good. That's the point of WCS. But damn, Serral has always been good. It's not like he just overnight got good for that one WCS group. So normally, someone like DeParture, I would give it any ZVC, I'd give it to DeParture. But Serral, I think, has a very realistic chance. They're both playing on the North American server, and Serral is from Europe. I don't know, Fenner. How do you really think this one's gonna go down?
I think this is going to be pretty even. I think Koreans and Europeans are both playing into the Mutalist style nowadays, whereas in the past it was Europeans going for the Mutalist style and Koreans sticking to the roach. But it seems like almost all the regions are going back to mutas nowadays. There's still some roaches in there now and again, but you know, with mutas, it's very hard to say who's going to be the best until it comes down to it. It's a very like volatile matchup. Certain players are going to beat certain players by the way they position mutas and things like that. It's going to be difficult to call this one. Serral actually not. Oh wait a second. What is DeParture doing with that gas? That is a fast gas.
Yeah, this is actually what I was going to get back down to. First off, I would really recommend, if you guys never saw it, go look up DeParture versus Parting on YouTube. Seriously, the games we cast on him, DeParture is a god. But DeParture, every time I've seen him, every matchup, CVT, ZVP, ZVZ, he likes going for this really fast gas build. And I can't say that this will necessarily be a bad thing. If he is going to try and speedling all in, I mean, it is a best of one. This can either work out fantastically well because you catch your opponent off guard, or Serral sees this coming, throws down 3 Evo chambers, and laughs his way to victory. I mean, this could go either direction.
I would expect a speedling all in from this kind of gas. That is just so fast, and he's faking the natural as well. Oh, I thought the Overlord was going to go in for Serral. That would have been a big mistake. But he's going to keep it in a nice position to see the ramp there. That could help him out as long as... If DeParture doesn't see the Overlord in that position and doesn't push it back with a Queen, he could definitely do some damage with it. Now, if DeParture is going to go for speedling all in, he needs to block the ramp right now.
I don't want to get too nitpicky about this, but that was a really light gas pull-off. Normally you do this exactly at 100, but he went for 12 overhead. Yeah. 2 links on hold position on the ramp could be his best bet. There we go. He does have a block. But at the same time, by doing this, like, Serral's going to think, man, why are you going the extra mile to make sure I don't go to your main?
Yeah. It's always fishy. But at the same time, Serral doesn't have gas. Oh, God. But the Queen's about to pop. He hasn't actually built any Zerglings yet.
But he goes back to mining gas, I think, to fake this out. I don't know if he might actually end up using this for Banelings or not, but this is really smart because this actually looks a lot less fishy than someone who pulls off of gas. Someone who pulls off of gas, you're like... Yeah, ling all in no matter what.
Oh, God. And Serral's got really late gas here. He doesn't have a spine crawler down yet. He's on gasless. It's very, very hard to hold ling all-ins with this style of play, especially if you're not prepared for it. If you've got one spine up, it can get easier if you get the wall off at the front. But with nothing there, these lings are going to hurt.
Yeah, the creep's just not where it needs to be. The timing on this might just work out perfectly here for DeParture, but Serral's going to try and get those walls down. It's an awkward wall, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, God, that's a very awkward wall. Queen on the right.
Yeah.
It is with the Queen. Oh, that is such an awkward wall, but it's going to work out for him. No transfuse ready for Serral here. Both. I like that. I like that beautiful play by Serral there.
Now, he's done a lot of damage.
Oh, what a defense.
He's whittled it down. Somebody look, only about 4 get through. This is completely manageable. He cancels the Evo chambers as well. Serral is actually in a pretty good spot coming out the back end of this. His drone count's not exactly ahead of DeParture's by a big way, but oh man, did Serral see these? Please tell me he knows these are coming.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the best he could have done with that defense without a spine crawler already. Look at that drone control, but all of this is distracting from the 2 Banelings. They're about to waltz into the mineral line right now. Here they come. What damage can they get done, Rifkin?
Serral's not looking.
It's going to be nasty.
7 kills. Nicely done. DeParture was already hitting a couple of drones. Now he's hitting a lot of drones, Fenner. 28 to 42. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it all came down to that Bane. If that didn't happen, Serral would have been okay. He would have been great, but he would have been okay. But yeah, great opener from DeParture. They're always so aggressive in the early game, like you said. Now he's going to use it to get up his third base really fast, and there's not going to be too much that Serral can do about it. Although he is sneaking these across. Is there enough here for DeParture to defend? Is it the slowing cancel?
It's funny to phrase it like that, but maybe, yeah. Normally Speedlings just have such dominance over Slowlings, not because they get any actual damage benefit, but almost gets it. Now this is so low though that when it does complete, it's gonna have about a quarter of its health. I mean, this hatchery is something that could get knocked down a little bit later, and Serral has started to move towards those roaches. Departure a little bit behind on that game, but not by much.
Yeah, but it's the third base. You know, ZVZ is a matchup that comes mostly down to the third base. You get drones on there faster than your opponent, and you get a really nice lead.
I agree. I'm not even going to try and argue that point, but the counter to that, I would say, is this did start off as gasless for Serral, and a lot of the times this is the way gasless tends to play out. Your opponent gets the third faster, and you catch up in the mid-game. So for Serral's sake, you know, he's been defending well. That drone hit, though, really set him back. But you're right. If he doesn't get a third down soon, he is going to be in a bit of trouble. I don't think it's so bad that it's late, though. I mean, this is, again, let's not get too distracted from the fact it was a gasless opener.
I love the little defenses from Serral in this game. Like, he hasn't had perfect defenses just because he didn't build that early spine, but like, it's just cute. Like, his queen positioning, his wall-offs, all been really nice. His little drone pulls. I like it a lot.
Actually, the drone pulls of it would... Again, if it weren't for those two Banelings, Serral had a really sick defense. That
little drone drill at the start there.
Yep, middle walking through the queens to get on top of the legs.
I wonder which patch he actually clicked. It was pretty cool. Anyway, let's have a look at this game. So, Serral does actually have a slight upgrade lead, but it's only on the single upgrade. So once the double upgrades kick in for DeParture, then he has the lead. I don't think there's going to be any timing available for Serral the way this game is going. He's only producing a couple more roaches. He's going to try and get drones onto the third base. He's going to have to play defensive for most of this game if he wants to make the comeback. Defensive with things like counterattacks with the roaches, try and pick off drones here and there. He's not going to be able to play the straight-up engagement. Now, the thing about Koreans with ZVZ and roaches, they tend to like to just mash their roaches into their opponent whilst trying to burrow some in. So I'm going to expect DeParture to just build up his army and then hit like a big 1-1 or 2-2 timing and just try and win the game like that.
Yeah. There's always that jump to an army supply, and we're seeing it kind of happen right now where one player gets really far ahead. Normally, if you're down, say, 5-6 roaches, truth be told, defender's advantage can carry you through a fight with a queen behind you and maybe a spine as well, but that reinforcement line more than anything else. But that's not 5 or 6 roaches here. This is 11, 10 roaches that he's behind it. It's going to be really difficult for Serral to take a good fight.
Yeah.
His production's just not keeping up right now. It's a round of 6 versus a round of 9 every single time. He's just going to keep falling behind on the roaches. Unless he catches DeParture out of position. I don't know, Fender. This doesn't look good for our mYi player.
Oh, DeParture going for the splits up as well. That's going to make it even harder for Serral to defend this. He's got roaches on the left, but he sees the roaches coming through on the right, and he knows he has to defend those as well, but it's difficult. He's got such a low roach count right now. Roach is coming to natural, going to do... Well, he's dealing with this well on both fronts. Serral's doing the best he can with what he's got. Can he hold on, though, Rifkin?
I think the left side DeParture may have overestimated just how many roaches he had, but he still has that roach lead regardless. And while he didn't exactly devastate this, he pulls back, catches Serral a little off guard, but Serral realizing very quickly that was the plan all along. Reacts with the roaches perhaps a little too late. Meanwhile, he's got to get roaches over here to the left side. He's bleeding out on both sides. He's got the drones down the main. I don't know if he's going to pull those, just keep mining or what, but his roach count is half that his opponent's now. DeParture is just looking better and better as time goes on. Upgrades have evened out for both players, but for a second here, DeParture is going to be behind by a little bit. However, I don't think that one weapon upgrade is going to make up for half the roach count.
Nope, he might defend over here on the left, but at the same time, he's lost a lot of drones. He's down to 36 right now. Like I said, Serral's doing the best with what he's got. It's just not enough at this point. The economy isn't there. He doesn't have the roach count. He doesn't have anything, and DeParture's going to come in here, and he might not finish the game, but he's going to finish it a bit later on with his 30-ish drone lead.
He lost a lot of drones in the main. That went from 11 workers killed to 32 workers killed. DeParture, he might be feeling not so good right now, but he's passing that sickness on to Serral. And I feel so bad. This counterattack is the only thing Serral can really do in this game, he knows it. He lost so many drones, but I don't think this accomplishes anything.
He is trying to re-drone behind this. I'm not really sure where he goes with this. I mean, once again, he's put in this situation where he just has to keep playing defensive, I think. But every time he gets pushed, he's not going to have enough. He's going to split up his units perfectly. I'd love to see burrow from one of these players. Like, from DeParture, it would be insane right now just to capitalize on this lead. It wouldn't help Serral too much, I guess, although he does have a lot of low HP roaches that he could heal up with that. And there's the burrow move from DeParture and the burrow, so that's going to help him out a lot with this aggression.
I know you're not super familiar with the European scene, but one of the guys I really like over there, Acer Bly, he does this move in ZVZ where, like, eventually it does come down to the Roach versus Roach war, but he'll have opened or put a Spire behind this to get about 8 or 10 mutas. In your opinion, do you think opening with mutas could have gone differently for Serral? Like, would that have given him enough, or do you think the timings of the Roaches were way too stark and would have just shut him down too easily?
Not with the way he opened with that gasless. His lair would have been late. He's already behind as well. It could have been a possible way for a comeback. You can always make things happen with mutas with weird follow-ups. Like you can go into Swarm Host, you know, like try and sneak up to Hive and get Broodlords, but it's always super risky when you're behind. I like the way Serral played this. He's doing well. He was pretty damn far behind.
35 roaches to 64. Upgrades are dead even.
Oh god.
It's
annihilation.
Yeah. Serral's getting blued up right now, pretty much. The roach is coming and painting the map red. GG is called, and DeParture will take the game, getting MVP back on that